Yo guys, what is good? I've got a bit of food stuck in my tooth. I always get a bit of food stuck in the exact same place most times that I eat. There is a water droplet coming down, but it's not the end of the world. Just finished eating dinner, Friday night. Had some cod and rice. On my rest days I eat fish. On my training days I eat chicken. I hope that droplet's not annoying. Let's get into it. This one might be a longer video today. So, today was a weird one. I went on a bit of a journey, and a much needed one actually. A much needed one. So, not trying to get my toes in the camera. I felt a bit lost recently. I felt a bit down. I felt like I was losing touch with myself. I was losing the spark every day. I was not waking up excited every day. I was waking up almost not depressed, but not positive, just down. And today, I decided to take a microdose of mushrooms. Now, if you don't know what a microdose is, and if you don't know what psilocybin mushrooms are, they're natural mushrooms what grow in the ground. And I used to grow them years ago. I won't get too far into that and incriminate myself, but I used to grow them. And yeah, I've always thought mushrooms were quite magical. Magic mushrooms, you know. And I wasn't some crazy spiritual guy, you know. I was never a crazy spiritual person or anything like this. And mushrooms definitely changed my perception on life. It made me... One thing I will say is it's very hard to voice and explain mushrooms and psychedelics in general. But the first time I took them, I had an awful time, and I was driving, and I took them in a field, had a bit of an ego death with my mate, said, I need to drive home, like, this isn't right. And just had an awful time. And then, because I'd not been appreciating life for what it was, it's a bit windy, I had this awful time and came out of it appreciating life a lot more. Anyway, that's a separate story for a separate day. So if you don't know about psilocybin mushrooms, magic mushrooms, just read into them and read into the benefits of macrodosing and microdosing. So today I decided to take a microdose. I've had this last little amount sat in my cupboard for ages, and I felt like I lost that spark lost that enjoyment for life. So I was just doing things for the sake of doing them. I was working hard, and this is what I'll get into with what happened. So yeah, I decided to take this microdose, and I put it with lemon water, like squeezed a lemon into it, blended it up, put it with some sparkling water and drank it. Now, one thing, when you put lemon juice with it, squeezed lemon, it actually makes them a lot stronger. And I didn't forget this. Well, yeah, I didn't expect it to do what it did. So before anyone starts saying, oh, you're meant to be sober and all this, my problems were with weed and alcohol and cocaine. Magic mushrooms are not addictive. Trust me, if you take the right amount, you won't want to do them again for a long time. They're can be quite tiring. So if it lasts for, say, this didn't last as long because it was a small dose, but if it lasts for, which they do, like 6 to 8 hours of a complete journey in your brain, trust me, you don't want to do them again for a while. Let me just light a cigarette. Anyway, so yeah, I put this lemon juice with this microdose, and I started to clean my house. And what I'll show you in this video is I actually vlogged cleaning my house. That was the plan for today. Have a microdose and vlog cleaning the house. So I started to clean the house, and these mushrooms started to come on way stronger. And I was trying to like power through it and just battle it. And you'll see, so I'll put a clip in now of me cleaning the house, of me introducing the video, what it was gonna be. So I'll put that in now. Yo guys, what is good? Back in for another video. Now, I found myself kind of procrastinating the last few days, feeling somewhat negative. And I had some psilocybin mushrooms left over from when I was consuming weed all the time and drugs and alcohol. And I've seen a lot of people talking about microdosing recently. So I've decided to take around a 0.3 of psilocybin mushrooms, and I found that it's boosted my mood already. So I'm gonna get my house cleaned. I'm gonna do a small little day in the life, and then I'm gonna tell you the benefits of microdosing mushrooms and tell you how I felt throughout the whole of today. So first of all, let's get the house clean, people. Yeah, so as you can see, I started cleaning the house and I got to doing the bed sheets. You can see that I didn't even put the bed sheets on. Like the actual sheet that goes over the mattress, I didn't even put that on. Just shows how much I was actually tripping. I was just trying to rush through it so I could lay down and take it all in, you know. And I got to the bathroom to start cleaning the bathroom, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, just tripping, basically. So I had a shower and got in bed and just took it for what it was. I accidentally tripped, and I'm going to be in it for a few hours, so I may as well get something out of it, you know. And yeah, so I've showed you the clip of what happened. You can see now I'll insert a clip where it was just getting a bit much and I just laid on my bed. I'll insert that now. Oh. So yeah, you can see it's a little bit embarrassing. I'm just sat there laid out on the bed. Not necessarily seeing things. I don't want people to think that mushrooms are necessarily definite hallucinations. They're more of a mindset thing. If you take a lot, yeah, you'll see visuals and you'll see hallucinations and stuff. But with the amount I took, it was more of a mind frame thing. So yeah, I had to shower. I was like, yo, I can't carry on making this video, as you see, or as you've seen. And I was like, let me just take this for what it is and get something out of it. Because, as you've seen in my past two videos, I haven't been very happy. And I got a lot out of this trip, whether it was a small trip or not. It only lasted around 2 hours. So yeah, I had to lay down and take it all in. And actually, I took some notes in my diary because I didn't want to forget. I find that when you take mushrooms, you kind of forget the realizations you've come to. So I've wrote, I accidentally tripped on mushrooms, not some accidental relapse. Like, I'm not taking drugs on a regular basis. I don't treat psychedelics as a relapse at all. Take that as you want. So I took a microdose of mushrooms with lemon, sparkling water, and rather than it being a microdose, it became a very much needed trip. So yeah, as I said, I haven't been happy recently. I've been chasing money, and without going into detail, I've been thinking of certain ways I can make money, which aren't the best ways and to go against my morals. And I lost myself, basically, in the pursuit of money. I didn't go ahead with these things, but they weren't anything awful. But they also wasn't, like, I'm not here to, if you see me make money, I did it real, like I did it genuinely, from hard work. I could make 10 grand this month by doing degenerate things. I could make a fucking OnlyFans tomorrow and start running it up, but that's not what I'm here to do. If that's what you want to do, that's your choice, but I'm not going to sell my soul for money. That's not me. And this is the realization I came to today. So I've realized I've been letting my ego get in the way too much. So with my job, because I've quit my job, I'm thinking I can't go back because then I'm a failure and all this shit. And it's all been building up in my subconscious, in my psyche. And we carry a lot of things in our psyche. We carry things that we don't even realize we're still holding on to, but we are. And mushrooms will bring this from the back of the subconscious to the forefront of your brain, and you'll see all the things you've been putting back for many years, past traumas, all this. If you go into a bigger trip, you'll start seeing past traumas and things like this. It can vary with different people, but of course I only took a very small amount, and all the things that have been building up, the things that I didn't think were that deep, came to the forefront. So I wrote, I need at least a part-time job. I've got bills to pay. I need a part-time job. Let's be realistic. Yeah, I want to earn money online, of course, and I'm not giving up with that. But to pay my bills, I need a part-time job. So that's what I'm doing. 3 days a week, maybe 4, part-time job. It's got ash on my diary. I'm finding myself getting wheezy from these as well. So, yeah, no more of these. So, part-time job. That's the first realization I came to. Be realistic, man. You got bills to pay. You need a job. I can also work online part-time. Win-win. So I'm working a job and I'm working online. I've also realized that I've been trying to keep everyone else happy whilst losing myself. So these guys I'm working for online, I've been trying to keep them happy. I've been trying to work my arse off. Yeah, for my own sake, for money for me. But when they're saying, oh, you need to get this work done, I'm neglecting doing my ice baths, I'm neglecting meditating in the morning, I'm neglecting doing my non-negotiables, what I always preach. I've been neglecting them the past week, and as I always say, this channel's about honesty, and that's what I've been doing. I've been neglecting them things, and I've lost my head. Not lost my head, but I've lost myself through it. So I'm back to them non-negotiables tomorrow morning. I did the ice bath today whilst on mushrooms. That was pretty interesting. Yeah, I've realised I've been trying to keep everyone else happy apart from myself. Do what feels right in my soul, regardless of money and status. I've seen myself wanting... So, regardless of money and status, I'm not going to sell my soul for some money. Like I said, if you see me making money, I did it a genuine way. I didn't do OnlyFans or anything like this. I'm not going to sell my soul for cash. I'm not that guy. I never was, and I never will be. So I had a really weird thing here. This is what I wrote. I see myself wanting to throw up that money side of me on this accidental trip. So I was visualizing this thing at the bottom of my stomach, like a nasty, I think it was my ego. I kept wanting to throw up. So I went to the toilet and tried to throw up for like 5 minutes. Sorry guys, my mum came out, so I had to restart. So yeah, I had this like weird thing in the bottom of my stomach. I was visualizing this like almost like a worm almost. I know this is going to sound crazy. If you've done mushrooms, you'll completely understand that you do see things about yourself what you'd never seen before. And yeah, I saw this like not a nice thing in me, and I wanted to get it out. I wanted to throw up. I'm going to sound mad saying this, but this channel's all about honesty, as I always say, so it is what it is. I don't care. So yeah, I went to the toilet to go throw up, and I'm leaning over the toilet, I'm trying to throw up, and then something said to me, you don't need to throw up, just let go of this ego, let go of this money, trying to chase money all the time. Stop putting money before everything else. That's the conclusion I came to. So yeah, I wrote, see myself wanting to throw up that money side of me. So I wrote, stop putting money and prestige before love, family and sanity. Because I've been losing my head a little bit, just trying to chase money. I'm putting money before everything else. And that's not what I want to do. It's alright getting money, yeah, but don't neglect everything else in your life just to get money. It's raining a little bit, but that's what it is. Money doesn't control who you are as a person. I think jumping off social media, so I'm going to set a timer. I've done it today, 1 hour on Instagram per day. And I still think that's probably too much, so I'll try and stay. Because I'm seeing young lads my age doing this and doing that. Remember, a lot of these guys who are making money, they are doing things. Oh, they're trading. A lot of these traders are just scamming people, I'll be honest. I'm not in the business of selling my soul for money. I won't scam no one to make money. And that's not what I'm doing. If that's what you want to do, fair enough. But I want to know when I put my head on my pillow at night, that I've not done anything wrong to make this money. I've worked hard for it, and that's what I'm all about. So I wrote, make a YouTube video discussing these exact feelings, which is what I've done. Just because I'm doing better in the gym and I'm sober doesn't mean I should be neglecting myself or my girlfriend just for money and basically just being an egotistical dickhead. It's not all about money, Zach. And I honestly believe that, that's what I wrote, I honestly believe that mushrooms could change the world. A lot of us get so caught up in our ego without realising. If you've never done mushrooms, you won't understand this, but they help you realise the amount of things you do because of ego. Oh, I can't go back to my 9 to 5 because everyone's going to think, oh, well, you quit your 9 to 5 and then went back. Okay, I'm going back to a part-time job. I have to be realistic rather than go off what my ego says, which is, what my ego is saying is don't go back and keep grinding and neglect everything else just to make money. And the realisation, the real realisation I came to today, the main realisation is stop putting money before everything else. And I listened to a friend called Zach with a K is his YouTube channel, and I remember him speaking a few days ago about like money and it's not all about money, and I was kind of sat there thinking, well, yeah, it's all right saying that, but I want to make some money. But it's coming a full circle, and now I've realised that I was putting everything, money before everything else, and lost my own soul for the last few days. Not doing my non-negotiables, I lost myself just to try and make money. So yeah, I honestly believe that mushrooms could change the world if everyone had these realizations about the things they're neglecting, the family members they're neglecting, the ego. I think a lot of people just need that ego death to realize, right, you know, we're just blessed to be alive. Stop getting so caught up in the money scam kind of thing. And of course I'm still going to be trying to make money, but I'm not putting money before everything else. I'm putting myself, my sanity, before anything else. And people might think mushrooms is about seeing things and hallucinating, and it's really about the headspace you get into. You figure out things you've subconsciously pushed away. It's not necessarily a fun experience. I don't think you should be taking mushrooms for fun. You know, they're not a joke. If you take enough, you will have 8 hours of a wild ride, and they're not to be played with. You know, I'm not an advocate. I'm not promoting mushrooms to kids. I'm not promoting mushrooms to anyone, but I do think a lot of people could do with an ego death and realise that they need to change certain things. It basically just gives you, that's not everything what I wrote, by the way. It basically just gives you a step back out of your body almost to see everything you're doing, and anything you're doing wrong, anything you're pushing to the subconscious, you're ignoring, that's negative, it will come to the forefront. So if you're thinking about taking mushrooms, maybe this has made you think, oh, I could do with a kind of a reset, a reality check, then yeah, go for it, but don't expect a necessarily fun time or anything like this, because it can be very uncomfortable, the realizations that you come to. And I really feel like I've got without meaning to, I've had a bit of a reset. I've realised the things I was neglecting, I've realised what I've been doing wrong, and I'm just going to keep sticking to my non-negotiables. So the conclusion I came to today is stop putting money before everything else. Stick to your non-negotiables, stick to your ice bath, and work a part-time job whilst trying to make money online also. And then, when I put myself first, my sanity first, then all the things will come into fruition over time. I can't be doing it for a week and thinking, oh, I should be making 10 grand a month, you know. If it was easy, everyone would do it. If it was easy to be a millionaire, then it wouldn't have any substance, it wouldn't have any, everyone would do it, so it wouldn't be special, you know. Things are valued because they're hard to get. To build a good physique is admired because of the hard work that it actually takes. And if you're putting that work in consistently, like I always say, whether it takes 3 months, 6 months, a year, it will come. Just don't give up. Keep pushing. Guys, I really hope this helps someone. If you are thinking about taking mushrooms and you've got any questions, DM me. If people think I've relapsed because of this, then yeah, cool. I don't see this as a relapse at all. A relapse for me would be going out on the piss, going to drink alcohol, going to smoke weed. And it was meant to be a microdose, as I said, and turned out to be a bit more of a bigger dose, but a well-needed dose. And I've had a big reality check and realised that, as I said, I need to stop putting money before everything else. Guys, I really hope this helped. I have a free Telegram in the description with a basically a self-improvement Telegram, which I try to motivate people every day, try to keep people on the right track and not slip into degenerate paths like I was on. You know, I was smoking weed every day, I was drinking alcohol on a weekly basis, many days a week, using cocaine on a weekly basis as well, and I completely turned that around, completely changed it around with the help of God and AA. Yeah, my Instagram's also in the description. I really appreciate everyone watching. Hopefully I didn't embarrass myself too much on them videos, but it's not that deep, you know. Like I said, I always say, this channel's about honesty and transparency, and as I said, if I ever make money, I did it by working hard. I didn't do it by some get-rich-quick scheme. Yeah, thank you guys, appreciate you all. Good night. Have a good weekend as well.